Did you know that happiness in life doesn't come from what you have, but from how you think about what you have? So why do millions of people still feel like they can't control their thoughts? The answer is simple. You haven't applied the philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. In this video, you'll discover a secret that will change the way you see every challenge in your life, even when things seem out of control. Welcome to Wisdom Daily. Today we're going to explore Stoic philosophy through the eyes of Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor. He was not only a powerful ruler, but also someone who taught us how to control our thoughts to change our lives. Join me as we dive into the principles that can help you live more positively and with greater strength, no matter the obstacles. Part 1. The importance of thought. Thoughts have a greater power in our lives than you might imagine. Imagine waking up one morning feeling off. It's easy to let negative emotions take over and lead you through the entire day. A small thought like, "Today is going to be a bad day," can leave you feeling drained, unmotivated, and seeing everything through a negative lens. But if you change your thinking and begin to look at things with a positive perspective, you'll immediately notice a shift in both your emotions and actions. Thoughts are the deciding factor for our feelings and actions. From how we start our day to how we react to challenges, everything is shaped by the thoughts in our heads. If you let negative thoughts dominate, you'll find yourself feeling stressed, anxious, and out of control. On the other hand, if you can control and change your thoughts, you'll make a profound impact on how you feel and how you act. One person who understood the power of thought deeply was Marcus Aurelius. He was not only a great Roman emperor, but also a renowned Stoic philosopher. In his writings, he often talked about how we must learn to control our thoughts. Stoicism teaches us that it is not what happens to us, but how we think about those events that shapes our lives. Let me share a story about Marcus Aurelius. For a long time, he faced enormous challenges in his life: war, betrayal, and many other serious issues. But instead of letting those events break his spirit, he focused on controlling his thoughts. One of his famous quotes is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In Stoic philosophy, the awareness of our thoughts is crucial to making positive changes. Once you realize that your thoughts can greatly influence your emotions and actions, you start becoming the master of your own life. You no longer let external events or temporary emotions dictate your actions. Instead, you can actively change your thinking to lead your life in a more positive and empowered direction. So, have you ever considered the power of your thoughts? We often don't realize that every little thought, whether positive or negative, can have a profound impact on our lives. Just by changing the way you view a situation, you can completely alter the outcome. Think about this. You're facing a challenge at work or in your personal life. If you allow negative thoughts to take over, you might feel helpless and give up. But if you recognize that you can change your perspective and turn it into an opportunity to learn, you'll act differently, and the result will be different. As Marcus Aurelius taught, we have the power to choose our thoughts. This doesn't mean we can control everything that happens in life, but we can certainly control how we react to what happens. And this is the key that helps us not only face challenges, but also overcome them with strength. Thus, thoughts really do have the power to change our lives. However, it's not always easy to control our thoughts, especially when we are dealing with negative emotions. So, how do we change those negative thoughts and move towards positive growth? In the next section, we'll explore the impact of thoughts and how to change them. Part 2. The impact of thoughts and how to change negative thinking. Thoughts are not just unconscious streams in our minds. They have a profound power in driving our actions and influencing the results of our lives. The question is, have you ever realized that your thoughts are controlling the way you act? Let's imagine a situation. You are facing a big challenge, maybe an important work project, an exam, or simply a disagreement with a loved one. If you start thinking, "I can't do this, I'm going to fail," you will feel anxiety, stress, and eventually your actions will become paralyzed. You won't have the motivation to move forward, and you might even miss an opportunity right in front of you. On the other hand, if you change your thinking, if you replace "I can't do this" with "this is an opportunity for me to learn and grow," a powerful shift will happen in your emotions and actions. You will feel energized, ready to face challenges and find solutions. Thanks to positive thinking, you'll be able to solve problems more effectively and even discover new ways to overcome challenges. Positive thinking can drive action and help solve problems. When you look at everything through a positive lens, you'll be able to identify and act at the right moment. You won't just notice the opportunities in difficulty, but also have the strength to turn obstacles into solid steps forward. That's the power of positive thinking. It not only helps you overcome challenges, but also allows you to grow stronger from them. So what about negative thinking? What happens when we fail to recognize our negative thoughts? The reality is, when we let negative thoughts control us, we will feel powerless and unable to act. A negative cycle forms. Negative thoughts lead to feelings of helplessness, and those feelings of helplessness prevent us from taking action. At that point, we can't solve the problem or even face the challenge. But don't worry, because the Stoics have a powerful method to help you change this. It's called challenging negative thoughts through reflection. Instead of letting negative thoughts dominate, the Stoics encourage us to stop and ask, is this the only way to view the situation? Can I see it from a different perspective? Here's a specific example. Imagine you're preparing for an important meeting, but you feel nervous, fearful, and tell yourself, "I'm not good enough for this. People will think I'm incompetent." Instead of letting this feeling take over, stop and reflect. Ask yourself, is this anxiety really justified? Is it just a temporary thought I can change? The Stoics advise that whenever we face negative thoughts, we should turn them into opportunities to learn and grow. Reflection isn't just about rethinking what you've done. It's about realizing that you can choose how you perceive every situation. By doing this, you can transform negative thoughts into positive ones, which then lead to better actions and outcomes. Reflection is a powerful tool. It helps you not only identify harmful thoughts, but also actively change them. When you understand that every thought can either promote positive action or hinder you, you'll begin to become more aware of how these thoughts affect your life's outcomes. You will no longer fall into the trap of negative thinking. Instead, you'll control your thoughts to achieve the results you desire. Try this today. When facing a difficult situation, stop for a moment, observe your thoughts, and ask yourself, is this the only way I can view this issue? How can I turn this thought into an opportunity for growth? So now that we understand the power of thoughts and how to change negative thinking, how can we prepare our minds for the difficulties that life throws at us? How do we avoid being swept up in worries about the future? Let's explore premeditatio malorum and the importance of living fully in the present. Part 3. Preparing for adversity and living in the present. When we face challenges, premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, is an incredibly effective method in Stoic philosophy to help us mentally prepare. It is one of the core principles that Marcus Aurelius practiced throughout his life. Premeditatio malorum is not a technique for us to live in anxiety or fear. On the contrary, it's a way for us to prepare ourselves mentally for the difficulties that may arise, reducing the element of surprise and enabling us to face them calmly. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, when an unexpected, difficult situation occurs. Instead of being caught off guard, premeditatio malorum encourages us to anticipate the challenges that may come and prepare ourselves to face them. Imagine preparing for an important event, such as a job interview. Instead of letting anxiety control you, try thinking about all the things that could happen during the interview. Difficult questions, the silence while you're thinking of your answer, or even the possibility of failure. If you visualize these scenarios ahead of time, you'll feel more at ease when you actually face them, and that helps you stay calm. Premeditatio malorum helps reduce anxiety and makes you feel ready for any situation, even if things don't go perfectly. Living in the present moment is also a crucial principle in Stoic philosophy, one that Marcus Aurelius always emphasized. We often get caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. But it is in the present moment that we can act and make changes. Ask yourself this: have you ever wasted time worrying about things you can't change from the past, or felt unable to start a new task because of anxiety about what might happen in the future? That's when you let your mind be controlled by things outside of your control, instead of focusing on what you can do right now. Living in the present means fully concentrating on what is happening right in front of you and taking full advantage of the opportunities life is offering at this very moment. For instance, if you face a challenging situation, instead of letting your mind drift to thoughts about the past or future, you simply focus on what you can do right now to solve the problem. Think about an ordinary day in your life. You might spend a lot of time worrying about an important meeting tomorrow or regretting past mistakes. But if you live fully in the present, you'll realize that today is the opportunity to do what you want, to create positive change immediately. When you live in the present, you are no longer torn between thoughts about the past or anxieties about the future, and you can focus entirely on action, and action is the only thing that can change your life. Premeditatio malorum helps us prepare mentally for difficulties, while living in the present helps us seize every moment. When you can combine both of these principles, you will find yourself equipped to face any challenge in life, without being overwhelmed by unnecessary worries. So now that you're ready to face adversity and live in the present, how do you maintain a positive attitude throughout the journey? How do you prevent losing your optimism during tough times? Let's explore gratitude and how this practice can help you maintain peace in any circumstance. Part 4. The practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps us change our perspective on life. When facing difficulties or feelings of lack, it's easy for our minds to get caught up in what we don't have. But gratitude shifts our focus from what is missing to what we truly have, making life significantly more positive. Gratitude is not just a simple act like saying, "Thank you." It is a profound habit that helps you recognize and appreciate the good things in your life. Have you ever felt like you focus too much on what you don't have, forgetting what you already possess? We often complain about what's missing and imperfect, but when we practice gratitude, we begin to see that our lives are full of things to be thankful for. Think about one of your days. Whether it's a challenging day or a normal one, there are always things to be grateful for. You can be thankful for your health, for the good relationships around you, for the learning opportunities, or even for the difficulties you've overcome. Marcus Aurelius, a practitioner of Stoic philosophy, often reminded us that no matter the circumstances, there is always something to be grateful for in life. These things help us maintain inner peace and create a positive attitude toward facing challenges. For instance, if you're having a tough day, instead of sinking into feelings of dissatisfaction and disappointment, pause and think about what you can be grateful for. Perhaps you're stressed because of work, but you can be thankful that you have a job. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. This sense of gratitude helps you look at the situation more lightly and prevents it from bringing you down. One of the greatest things about practicing gratitude is that it doesn't just help you feel better, but it also helps you learn and grow from challenges. When you're thankful for hardships, you are re-evaluating them and realizing the value they bring. Failures no longer seem negative, but rather they become opportunities for you to learn, mature, and become stronger. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the good things. It's also about viewing challenges as part of the learning process. Think back to times when you faced difficulties in the past. Instead of seeing those as bad moments, you can recognize them as opportunities for growth, a chance to become stronger. Every failure, every challenge helps you understand more about yourself and life. Only when you practice gratitude can you realize that everything, from the greatest blessings to the toughest trials, has its own value. The practice of gratitude will help you change your approach to life. When you are thankful and appreciate what you have, you no longer live in a state of lack, but instead in satisfaction and peace. You'll realize that life can be much more beautiful just by adopting an attitude of gratitude. Try this practice every day. Each morning, take a moment to think about the things you're thankful for. You will be amazed at the change in your emotions and actions. Today, we've explored the power of positive thinking through the Stoic philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. You've learned that our thoughts not only affect our emotions, but they also determine our actions and the results we get in life. When you learn to control your thoughts, you become the master of your own life, no longer letting external circumstances dictate your actions. Premeditatio malorum, or preparing mentally for challenges, helps us face obstacles with calm and flexibility. And let's not forget gratitude, a powerful tool that shifts your perspective from hardship to appreciation, allowing you to live more fully in every moment. This life is full of opportunities to learn and grow, but it all starts with changing the way we think. That is the key to not just overcoming challenges, but to growing stronger through them. As Marcus Aurelius said, we cannot control all events, but we can control how we respond to them. Let your thoughts shape your future. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about living positively through Stoic philosophy, don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Daily so you don't miss out on more valuable content. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever tried changing your mindset to overcome a major challenge? Share your story in the comments below. Wishing you strength and a life full of meaning. See you in the next video from Wisdom Daily.